There are two major things EV battery warranties typically do not cover, and they're important to understand before you buy a new EV, and even more important if you're buying used. The first is physical damage, and you might be thinking to yourself, well, that's rare and never gonna happen to me, and you're probably right. But you may have heard horror stories about massive battery repair bills not being covered under warranty. For example, a 2022 Hyundai Ioniq 5 owner out in British Columbia was quoted over $50,000 to replace their battery because after inspection from the dealer, it was determined that the battery had physical impact damage. And therefore the manufacturer's battery warranty was voided. Now, after labor and taxes were included, the quote was actually closer to $60,000. And at that point, insurance got involved and determined that the repair cost exceeded the vehicle's value, and they declared the car a total loss. Ouch. So this wasn't a battery suddenly failing, it was physical damage, and battery warranties do not cover physical damage, unfortunately. Now, stories like that can make EV batteries sound terrifying, but here's the reality. Physical damage to EV batteries from road debris or under vehicle impact is extremely rare. Insurance and fleet data suggest it occurs well under 0.1% of vehicles, according to research cited by groups like Recurrent and Geotab. So let me put it this way. You could drive 1,000 EVs over the same road and statistically, none would suffer catastrophic battery damage. To clarify, if you physically damage your EV battery from road debris or some kind of accident, it will likely not be covered under your battery warranty. But this is where insurance comes in. Insurance is mandatory in most places, and if something impacts your battery, then the claim would normally go through your auto insurance, not the battery warranty. So why do some EVs get written off? According to Consumer Reports, replacing an EV battery pack can cost $10,000 to $20,000, and sometimes more depending on the vehicle. If the battery replacement plus other accident damage pushes the repair cost to $30,000 or $40,000, insurance companies may decide it's cheaper to write off the vehicle as a total loss. That's why you occasionally hear stories about EVs being totaled after battery damage. It's not because EV batteries fail constantly, it's because the repair cost can exceed the value of the car. The exact same thing happens when a gas car suffers a severe engine damage or failure of some sort. I've got a detailed video explaining EV insurance premiums and how much more per month it could cost you, so be sure to subscribe and go check out that video if you're interested. Okay, the second is normal battery degradation that hasn't crossed the manufacturer's warranty threshold. Lithium-ion batteries naturally degrade over time. That's true for every lithium battery, not just EVs, including the ones in your phone or laptop. Most EV battery warranties were designed around the assumption that typical degradation is 1% to 2% per year. So after 8 to 10 years, most batteries still remain above the 70% threshold, and that's considered normal battery aging. Most EV manufacturers understand this and design their warranties accordingly. Typically, battery warranties promise replacement only if the battery drops below about 70% capacity. Most warranties last 8 to 12 years or about 160,000 kilometers or 100,000 miles, wherever you are. Where people sometimes get upset is when degradation happens faster than expected. Imagine losing 20% of your range after just 3 or 4 years. You contact the manufacturer expecting a replacement, but the battery is still above the warranty threshold, which might be 70%. So the warranty doesn't apply. And that can feel frustrating if your range is already lower than what you need for daily driving. So this is where the data becomes reassuring. According to Recurrent, which tracks EV battery performance across thousands of vehicles, only about 1.5% of EVs in their data set have had battery replaced due to failure, excluding recall-related replacements. That means the odds of getting a true battery lemon are extremely low. When rapid degradation does happen, it usually falls into one of 3 categories: manufacturing defects, design limitations in older EV models, or extreme environmental conditions. For example, early EVs like the original Nissan Leaf used passive air cooling instead of liquid air cooling. Modern EVs now use liquid cooling systems and heat pumps to keep batteries within optimal temperature ranges, which dramatically improves battery longevity. And temperature matters. EV batteries perform best in moderate climates, not extreme heat and not extreme cold. So let's put this into perspective. Even if your EV loses 100 kilometers of range after 10 years, most drivers still have plenty of usable range left. Many modern EVs offer 400 to 500 kilometers of range when new, and most commuters drive far less than that each day anyway. So even after a decade of normal degradation, an EV often still has more than enough range for daily use. Where battery health really matters is when buying a used EV. If you're going to be the second or third owner, you should absolutely check the battery's state of health. A battery health report can tell you remaining capacity, estimated range compared to when new, degradation trends over time, how the battery compares to similar vehicles. This gives you a much clearer picture of how much life is still left in the battery. One way to do this is through services like Recurrent Auto. A recurrent report doesn't replace a manufacturer diagnostic, but it's one of the best independent ways to estimate EV battery health when buying a used EV. Their reports can show battery state of health, remaining capacity when compared to new, expected range versus original EPA range, degradation trends over time, comparisons to similar EVs in their data set, and alerts if the battery is degrading faster than normal. It's useful information for buyers, sellers, and dealers. This video isn't sponsored, but I will include a link in the description if you want to check it out. And I'll also include a used EV buyer's checklist that I created. It's a free download using the link in the description. Stay charged.